Welcome back to yet another video. Today I am near Vikarabad to do a initial impression review of my all new KTM Duke 390. So let's start with it. Starting with the front portion of the bike looks really menacing from the front with the aggressive headlight which is coupled with LED lights. And this light gives adequate light during the night time. So this got three compartments here, one for the DRL and the others for the low beam and the high beam, and this has a all-time running DRL over here. The headlight cluster is all automatic, so as soon as it becomes dark, the headlight gets switched on. And also the headlight is controlled by this one single switch here. This is for the flash. When you pull this towards the front, it switches on the high beam, and when it is back here, it is by default the DRLs during the day and the low beam in the night. Then coming on to the front brakes, it's got a 320mm caliber, and it's really got a punch to the braking. This brake is really helpful in bringing the bike to a complete stop. Moving on to the most beautiful thing on this bike, that's the new TFT screen that comes with a lot of features and also comes with Bluetooth connectivity through which you can connect your iPhone and Android phones. So I have heard that the iPhone connection is very good, but with the Android sometimes I have seen a problem where I got a call and the call's displayed on the screen, but when I try to accept the call from the set button, it shows as the call is in progress on the screen, but the phone is still ringing in my pocket. So that's one issue. I think that has to be taken care. Then moving on to the handles are really comfortable and large handle for your touring needs. And coming to the mirrors are really good. It gives a good visibility of what's happening behind you, but I have experienced a lot of blind spot where a lot of vehicles are passing me, but I could not see them on the mirror. So for that, I think I need to get a blind spot mirror here. Coming on to the petrol tank, the petrol tank is now almost 13 liters and it is all metal right now, so you can attach your magnetic tank pads to it. Moving on to the seats are really big and wide than the older version, but it still needs some good cushioning here. When I was on a ride, I did not experience any problem for the first 40 kilometers, but after 40 kilometers my butt started aching. So yes, the cushion needs to be better on this, but the seats are good in the wider perspective. Moving on to the radiator, this is the radiator grill, which helps in cooling down the motorcycle when it's heating. So talking about the heat coming from this motorcycle, in the bumper to bumper traffic, there's a lot of heat that's coming out from the engine, but when I was riding it on the highway, I could not feel any heats. And talking about the heat, in the new version they have added a new heat grill here, which is helping in reducing a lot of heat coming onto the rider's leg. But the downside is that since now we have a grill here, all the heat is being transmitted towards the pillion's legs. So that's what my wife complained about. Now moving on to the tail lamp, it's got a LED cluster and looks really sleek. And the new Duke comes with a silencer thanks to the BS4 regulations. The sound is now muted. It's not as grunty as the older Dukes, but yeah, it's still good. Now talking about the tires, the front tire comes with a Metzler 110/70 17 tires, tubeless tires, and the back tire comes with a 150/60 17. So I have heard that the new Duke comes with the Metzler tires that are of low spec than the old versions, but I think these tires will last longer than the older version. And talking about the grip on the tire, the grip is really great and it gives you that extra confidence when you're trying to corner. And I think, as you all know, this bike comes with a dual channel ABS and a slipper clutch. And in the ABS, let me show you the features on the ABS. So if you go to the TFT screen, this is where you switch on or off the ABS. The ABS can be switched off, and by default the ABS stays at road, wherein you have the ABS on both the tires. And in the Supermoto version, the ABS gets switched off at the rear and the ABS is still on the front, which helps you in doing that Supermoto drifting on your track days. And also I'm facing an issue where when I'm riding and when the engine gets heated up, suddenly the bike comes to a stall. That has happened with me a lot of times when I'm trying to downshift or when I'm trying to kickstart, get the bike going from the first gear. I've seen that a lot of time the bike just shuts it off and it stalls. So I think I have to show that to the KTM service center and get that rectified. And talking about other issues, yes, like I said, there is heating issue in the bike. And another thing that I have observed about the bike is that there's a lot of wind blast when I'm riding on the highway. Yes, of course, this is a street fighter, this is a street bike, so it is not made for the highways, but I have got this bike for touring purpose, and I've seen a lot of other riders on YouTube that who are using this bike for touring purposes. So the first thing that I'm going to get is a windshield that will help in reducing a lot of wind blast. So I've already ordered a Pug windshield for this, which I'm waiting to come to me, and I'll get that installed. And the other thing is I'll go for the pannier racks. So I'll get the pannier stays here for adding on my luggage system, and I'm also going for a top box mount as an accessory. So yes, I think that's pretty much about my initial review about this motorcycle. So I have ridden almost 500 kilometers till now, and my first service is due at 1000 kilometers. So I'll make another video showing you about my experience with the service center and if they have fixed all my issues with this motorcycle. So guys, that's all I have for the initial review of this bike. If you really like this video, please do not forget to give a thumbs up, and also please do subscribe. That helps me in getting more such videos to you. Before signing off, enjoy this cinematic.